Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
All that for that. The rain delays. The one rain delay without rain, then the rain in the middle of the game, and playing through the rain, and lose it on an error. You had an opportunity in the top of the ninth. You don't take advantage. The Rays do. That's Major League Baseball. Taking advantage of mistakes. A season ago, the Brewers were not the team making mistakes like this. And now they've lost another series to an American League foe in the Tampa Bay Rays. Both of them one-run losses. Both of them coming in last at-bats. 1-6 in last at-bat record. 1 walk-off win, 6 either bottom of 8th losses or walk-off losses. Just frustrating to be 2 games under 500 and feel like it could still be so much better. The Brewers are at the quarter mark now, and they're 2 games under. And the standard has been raised, and so far, in the eyes of a lot of Brewers fans, and I think in the eyes of a lot of guys in that clubhouse, they have not come close to that standard at times. And today, the Brewers' offense was a little quiet. We'll talk about it in the highlights. Pitching was great. But yet, they fall 3-2. So, try to find that offense sooner as opposed to later, 1 quarter into the season, because it's not going to get any easier moving forward. Nonetheless, the Brewers fall today, 3-2 in walk-off fashion. We'll hear from Craig Kashan in just a moment to react to all of it. We're going until 8 o'clock, so 855-616-1620 is the phone number, 855-616-1620. Let's jump in with the highlight recap from this loss.
Ready for this? This?
One of the catches of the year!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Game 2, Brewers trying to level the series at a game apiece. Taj Bradley for the Rays against the Florida kid Tobias Myers for the Brewers. This game was scoreless in the first 2 frames. Both pitchers dealing with a little bit of traffic, leaving men aboard. Then in the third, with 2 outs and nobody on, the man who loves the ambush got another one over the
Bradley's
wall.
pitch driven into deep left. Back goes Simpson onto the track. He's at the wall. It's sailing, and it's out of here. Jackson Chourio, a laser beam into the seats in left, and the Brewers strike first.
Josh Mauer on the call, so the Brewers, once again for the second straight day, score the game's first run. In the bottom of the 4th inning, though, a response from the Rays. It all starts with a leadoff single by Jonathan Aranda through the left side, a strikeout to Caminero, and then a great battle with Meisner, but he ultimately walks. So runners on first and second. Myers gets ahead of Wells 0-2, but failed to put him away.
0-2 on Taylor Walls. Here's the pitch. Line drive, base hit. Pulled into the right field corner. Scoring the tying run, Aranda. First to third goes Meisner. Walls digging into second base. It's an RBI double. He's been the player of the series for Tampa, Taylor Walls. RBI double, it's 1-1.
And then they would add a sacrifice fly also on an 0-2 count. The very next batter, the eventual hero, Travis Jankowski. So at that point, it's 2-1 with the Rays in front. And rain is starting to fall now, and it's starting to come down heavier and heavier. The Brewers respond in the top of the 5th inning. First 2 guys are retired. The 9-hitter, Joey Ortiz, he's obviously been in a slump to start the season, but sometimes seeing one going over the wall, no matter how short it is, can really make you smile.
2-2 pitch. Fly ball right field. Back into the corner goes Jankowski, looking up, and it is gone. How about that for Joey Ortiz? That's a way to break out of it. First home run since September 20th of last year, and it comes at a big time here in Tampa. It ties the game at 2.
Lane Grindle's call there. 173 plate appearances between homers for Ortiz. He goes Oppo Taco to tie it. In the bottom of the 5th inning, that's when the rain started to fall, and 6 pitches into the bottom of the 5th, they pulled the tarp out. A 38-minute rain delay. Tyler Alexander, you're fearing, oh my goodness, did they just burn him? No, he's able to return, and he retires the next 3 in order. That was huge for Tyler Alexander. Then in the 6th, Abner Uribe, a 1-2-3. In the 7th, Nick Mears, a 1-2-3. In the 8th, Jared Koenig, a 1-2-3. The only downside is the Brewers' offense is also going down 1-2-3 at the same time. Now we fast forward to the 9th inning. The Brewers have a golden opportunity thanks to 2 gifts from the Rays. Back-to-back errors from third base and first base, and then a walk to Hoskins. Loaded the bases for Frelick and Durbin. Frelick would pop out, Durbin would fly out, and that would end the inning. The Brewers had a chance to take the lead back. Instead, they fail with the bases loaded. In the bottom of the ninth, Grant Anderson had the frame. Then a Baltimore chop, freakish infield single off the plate opens the frame. But then William Contreras picks up his pitcher.
Caballero again being held on by Hoskins in a 2-2 ball game here. Bottom of the ninth inning. There goes the runner. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Throw to second is in time. Contreras got another.
That was number 11 on the year for Contreras. Leads Major League Baseball in catching runners stealing. But it was short-lived because the very next pitch was ball 4 to Meisner. 1 out, runner on first. Contreras was not able, or more on that in a moment. So a fly out by Wells keeps the runner at first base. And Grant Anderson was not allowed to get the final out of the ninth inning. Instead, Pat Murphy goes to Trevor McGill, his closer. First pitch that McGill throws, runner goes, Meisner's into second just barely safely. Then 2 pitches later, the game is over.
McGill kicks, delivers, and it's a line drive into left field for a base hit. Charging it is Collins, and he bobbled it. Didn't field it cleanly. Scoring all the way from second is Meisner, and the Rays walk off the Brewers here in the bottom of the ninth.
There would have been a play at the plate. Can't say for certain he would have thrown him out, but you would have loved the opportunity as Collins ends the game on the E7. We'll break it down next. Brewers fall 3-2. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 59 to 64 ounce selected varieties silk milk, 2 for $7. 6 to 9 count selected varieties Blue Bunny novelties, 2 for $7. 10 to 12 ounce or count selected varieties Green Mountain Coffee, $5.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers.
Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jack Centurio Star Wars Night bauble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers fall in this one 3-2 with Craig Deshawn. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings goes until 8 tonight. Hey, Milwaukee, looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every single time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that all helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association, member FDIC. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Craig, I just sit here and continue to say all that for that is the phrase I've been coming up with for this one with all of the rain delays and that sort of thing. But The Brewers, I mean, on Christmas morning, there must not be a mess, man, because, man, they got two great gifts there in the top of the ninth inning and couldn't do anything with it, loading the bases with only one out, and it's unfortunate that Frelick and Durbin didn't get the job done, but unfortunately put it on the pile of missed opportunities the Brewers have had for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking along that line too earlier. How many gifts can't you open? You know, is there too much tape on this? Are the bows too tight? Is the ribbon too tight? I mean, it is alarming how many opportunities this team can get. And, you know, Murph said it after this game today that the offense clearly is really out of sync here right now. And I'm not quite sure what they do to fix it at this point. I'm not sure that well, I know for a fact they don't have a lot of the guys they would prefer to have in there in one form or another. So, you know, that's part of it. But situational hitting, you know, I think teams that, you know, work on it, believe in it, have the right guys in the right places should be doing better than they are here right now. And you can't have a bases loaded in the ninth inning of a tie game when you haven't even had a base hit to load them up. I mean, you just have to take advantage of that in some form or fashion. And that was just terrible. It was just terrible. And then the bottom of the ninth inning, you know, Collins is playing a position that he normally doesn't play. That's how banged up and injured this team is right now. And, you know, he couldn't come up with that ball. I would have loved to have seen an opportunity and a play at the plate. And to not see it is also alarming and way too bad. So I don't know, Dom. It's a rough stretch here right now. It just is. The pitching was so good today. It was entertaining. They did a great job, top to bottom, really for the most part. But man, these last 9 games, I was just looking at it with Tim Dillard. Last 9 games, they're 3-6, and they averaged 2.3 runs a game. I mean, I'm wondering how they won 3 of those 9 games.
Thank goodness for the American League and for the Houston Astros. And it's amazing that this offense continues to be plagued by the same mistakes, right? It's just,
yes,
you need to get situational hitting. It felt like last year, it didn't matter who it was in the lineup. The situational hitting was coming through. And, you know, we joked about the Murph isms that he had, and, you know, this is the first year a year ago of getting to know Murph and understanding what his leadership style was going to be, and we chuckled at the be relentless, uncommon mindset, undaunted. I don't see a single characteristic of last year's team's offense to this year's team's offense. Where is the spark? And I know we've been saying that for weeks, but I'm at the point where William Contreras is playing through a broken finger. Okay, he is trying to do his best for your team. Okay, and I want to hear about somebody flipping a table like, guys, we have got to be better than this, because they know that. And you don't want to overreact to a quarter of the season going by and being 2 games under 500 with, as you mentioned, all the injuries they've done. But yet, another error loses the game today. They had opportunities in the 9th inning. They had an opportunity with a leadoff man getting on in the 4th inning. They had an opportunity after Bryce Terang's epic at-bat, 12 pitches long. They leave him stranded with 2 outs. Rhys Hoskins had a double with 1 out. They leave him stranded. Who's going to be accountable? Because the leaders of this team, they just had a pillar meeting, as they call it, on Monday, where they all sit down and talk about what's going on with the club as the leadership council, if you will, of the team. And we talked about this coming out of San Francisco, where it's like, all right, good to hear them kind of air it out and see things going. But now we're 2.5 weeks since then, and quite frankly, the team is playing the same, just sort of 500 ball, like kind of blah ball. And that's not the standard Brewers fans are used to seeing.
No, not at all. And it's interesting, too, the pillar meeting kind of worked for a couple of days, because the guys that are standing as the pillars of this franchise in that clubhouse were performing at a higher level, and they were doing it together. And that's what is missing here right now, not just on a consistent basis, but I mean, you can't just be together and perform, especially with these veteran guys, you know, once or twice every 2 weeks. I mean, this is why the Brewers are sitting where they are. So I'm equally as frustrated at that as I am, you know, a couple of other things, Dom, and it's, you know, the fielding. Today it was pretty good until the last play of the game, but it just goes to show you got to put together a perfect game to win these low run score games. So, that's the situation with that. And then I'm not entirely, pleased with having McGill come in that ninth inning either. I still believe he's just a closer that needs to start an inning fresh. I would have used him in the bottom half of the inning since we were at that portion of the game anyway, last at bats. So I thought Anderson was pitching just fine to finish things out there. So a lot of things make Brewer fans angry. I get it. That we all lived through it together, and this is another one of those days. I think I'm more angry at this one than I even was yesterday, because yesterday I think the big topic that we talked about was the obstruction over at third base and how that turned the tide. That was somebody else's decision. The Brewers executed that play beautifully, and it didn't work out. And then they got that call on top of it to go against them. Today's a game I think they should have won.
I agree. And how many of these games have we seen so far this season? I want to get to the phone lines real quick here before we go to a break. Sparky in Madison. Sparky, you're live on Brewers Extra Innings.
Okay, fellas. Hey, thanks for taking my call. I couldn't agree more with what you just said, Craig. I could not understand why McGill came in the ninth inning. I have no idea. That must be an analytical move in baseball. I don't really know. But, the point I want to make about the Brewer team this year is they're not going to contend for that division with the Cubs the way they're playing. Wild card, too, I can't see that with this cast of characters. And I think a real concern on the part of management is if you go into the All-Star break and you're not contending, I don't feel as though I'm being entertained by this ball club at all. Lack of power, everything. You got Yelich and Ortiz batting less than 200. I mean, my goodness, that hurts. But I think people are going to stay away in droves. Once you get beyond the All-Star break, you get into late July, August, September, football is going to be starting and all that stuff. So I think the Brewers really have some really big-time issues, and I don't have the answers, and I'm sure you guys don't either, but it's been disappointing, and I can't see as of right now how it's going to change. So I just wanted to throw that out for discussion and see how you guys feel about that, okay?
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Sparky. But on what's the answer to that? I think the answer is really simple, Craig. Hit better. It's that simple. This isn't breaking news to anybody who's watched the Brewers this season. You got to hit. You got to score more runs than the other team. And the Brewers know that. I'm not trying to tear them down. Pat Murphy just said it. We're not a very good offense right now. Yeah, no doubt. We've talked about this over and over again, because where is it coming from? You're dealing with a guy, your main source of power has a broken finger. The next best source of power is coming off of back surgery and has had a slow start to his season. The next best source of power is your leadoff hitter, and he's been solid. He's 21 years old. He's the youngest player in Major League Baseball. The fact that your most consistent offensive performers are your 1-2 hitters, and then after that, and then I should say your 5 hitter in Rhys Hoskins, after that you don't know what you're getting. That's why the Brewers are in this situation.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I appreciate everything Sparky said, and Sparky loves us as much as we love him because he's been around here a long time, and we know what we've seen together, and there definitely is an answer to this for sure. I mean, I don't want to go up and down this lineup and say every player's name and say what they need to do, because every player in this lineup and every player who is potentially hurt right now also knows what to do when they come back. And part of that is stay healthy, please. They need to figure out a lot of things here, but they're way, way, way capable of doing it. I mean, it's not even like they've done it before. Of course they have, but these are professionals. These are major league players, and these are guys that are and should be part of this roster for some years to come here. Doesn't mean there won't be an addition or two down the road, but guys got to hit. Guys got to hit. I mean, I'm looking at this lineup right now in the 6, 7, 8 hole, and now in the 9th hole right now, Joey Ortiz got his first home run. Everybody through those holes have 1 home run here so far and barely have any RBIs. I mean, collectively and consistently, they're completely missing it right now. That's it.
Yeah, 6 through 9 today, 1 for 14, the one being the homer by Joey Ortiz. You need everybody in your lineup to provide, every single guy. William, 0 for 4 today. Yelly, 1 for 4 today with a single into right field, and then he had the reached on error, and I know some folks are complaining about his hustle. I disagree with that entirely. I thought this was just a really weird day. Everyone involved, muddy infield, everybody was slow coming out of the box, that sort of thing. Sue, I see you on the line. I got to get up against the break. We're falling a little behind here. Brewers Extra Innings continues after a 3-2 walk-off loss to the Rays. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jack Centurio Star Wars night bauble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuraliving.com. It's Azura.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Welcome back, Brewers Extra Innings. 3-2, a loss. Try to avoid the sweep tomorrow. Sue has been waiting patiently on the line, 855-616-1620. Sue, you're live on Brewers Extra Innings with Craig and Dom.
Okay. All I hear is, not you guys, but from the Brewers, is yada, yada, yada. This is sick, and that's sick, and that's hurt, and this is there, and it's enough of that. There's reasons for everything. If the catcher can play with a broken finger like he's been, and everybody should give him kudos, every member of that team should play the same way. I don't think they do. I was spitting nails today. I was so mad I could have just gone through the radio or through the wires and gone right into Florida, because those guys should be playing better. The one that drives me crazy, absolutely crazy, actually all of them do when you think about it, is just we need a team that really wants to play. And to me, I mean, I can go back to Harvey Wallbangers. When they played a game, they played a game. It was an awesome game. Yes, they had losses. They had stuff that was going on. But on the long run, when all of them got in the clubhouse, when all of them got in the dugout, you could tell the spirit there. There's no spirit here. It's not, I'm with the Milwaukee Brewers. And what I also got upset about is the happy trading they did after last season. Oh, we don't need him. Oh, we don't need him. We'll take him. And look what they got. We're in an ER right now. This is just
I hear you. No, I totally understand when it comes to the frustration to this point in the season. The good news is the season doesn't end today. And, Sue, I love the passion. I really do appreciate you calling in. But, Craig, she brought up Harvey's Wallbangers. And, look, shocker, I wasn't alive in 82. But I've learned a lot about 82. I've read a lot about him. I watched a documentary. I've seen all this stuff. The thing that I think people sometimes forget, and I've kind of kept this in my back pocket for a while. I mean, in June, this team was the 82 team was a 500 team in June, right? They didn't turn things around until later in the season. And if we're going to start channeling 82, and I know there were multiple Hall of Famers and an epic trade that happened that helped out that team, but man, you got to give it till June then. You know, if we're going to start talking 82, which I don't know if this team's in that caliber, but there's still time. But I think what everyone's frustrated with, Craig, is not seeing signs to say, yes, that is certainly going to get better.
Yeah, and as you know, Dom, I was around in 82, alive and well, and actually still actually working for the ball club at that point. Not in the capacity now, but so I was intimate with that club, and the one thing that they had that they didn't develop until June was the chemistry. But the one thing that they did have was they were incredibly talented, and top to bottom, they, as you know, they could hit the ball, and they had some pretty good pitching as well. So two completely different teams. But I think, you know, one of the things that bothers some of the people that have been around here a long time is the passion, and those guys had the passion. There are a lot of teams since then wearing a Brewer uniform that we've seen that have had the passion, and I think this team can get it. But right now, I'm not seeing the passion, and I think that's what bothers, you know, working class people. If you're comparing the rest of these players to William Contreras, he is the working class elite individual. And quite honestly, his work ethic and how he has played through the injury, not only this season, but last season as well, is starting to remind me of what Giannis does for the Bucks. I mean, this is a world-class superstar catcher, the best in the business right now. And he's already, you know, earned, you know, awards and accolades, and he's going to get more because he's playing like he's playing right now, and he's not letting injuries bother him. He's figuring out a way to get it done. That's what Giannis has done for years with the Bucks as well, and that's what makes him elite. That's what makes the Bucks team, you know, at least good year after year, and try to surround, you know, that team with some talented individuals. There's some talented individuals on this team that now need to, you know, say, I want to be like William. I want to play like that. The young kids on this team, I want to be like William. I want to play like that. He's somebody to admire. Jose Quintana raved about Contreras after last night's game, not the way he does anything, but how he conducts himself in his business and his desire to not only play, but be a winner and be a leader. People on this team need to follow suit, and I'm not seeing that right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with everything you just said, Craig, and I think Pat Murphy would agree as well. And, you know, we say this sort of from a position of like how Pat Murphy talks about it, love and discipline. This is the love side of things, saying it's like, I think Brewers fans, I know Brewers fans know this team is better than this. And I know folks want to complain about the lack of moves and that sort of thing. Like, this team, like, majority of this team, and I know Willy Adames is the big departure from all of this. The rest of this team won 90-plus games a season ago. It doesn't make sense to fall off a cliff offensively. Turang's had a great start to his season. Frelick has finally slowed down for the first time since his little knee gaff. Reese has been phenomenal this year. And the missing links have been Yelich's slow start. Churio's been both white hot and ice cold at the same time. The pitching injuries have been a factor. But now, a quarter of the way into the season, you've got enough sample size to say, okay, the offense, number one, needs improvement, because when you score more runs than the other team, you generally win. And simply put, the standard is raised to a level that being 2 games under 500 is not comfortable and not fun, and that's a great, healthy sign of an organization that they've done so much winning lately that being 2 games under 500 is making people unlock the panic button for the first time.
Yeah, and you know what? Quite honestly, this team has basically been a little below 500 and then at 500, maybe a game above 500. But when they go through this little streak they're in right now is a 3-game losing streak. And so now they're technically, I think, 2 games below 500. But I mean, what we've seen the last 3 games, they're playing like a team that almost should be 10 to 15 games below 500 when you look at how they've just lacked the consistency and all the things that we're talking about here right now, and moreover just the production. So it goes to show you they're not that far away, and they've just got to find a solution to make up for that and weather the storm. I guess this is the storm. We saw 2 rain delays today. Maybe this is truly the storm. Who knows?
It could be. It could be. Craig, bring a gift for Mother's Day tomorrow. Hopefully it's a win with you as well.
I'm with you, Dom. Let's go get them.
All right, something about Mother's Day and the Brewers. Back with more after this. Doug, I see you on the line. I got to get up against the break here. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Born in the heart of the earth, natural diamonds rise up like the notes of a song from the throat of Mother Nature.
Rick, that was positively poetic. Mother Nature sings diamonds. Sarah, wow, you can sing.
Born in the heart of a plasma chamber, created diamonds fall softly like snowflakes from the heart of a star.
A star that shines like true love.
Natural diamonds are earthborn.
Created diamonds are starborn.
Kessler's has the largest selection of natural diamonds in the state of Wisconsin. All the different sizes, all the fancy shapes.
Give her a fancy diamond. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
Bigger, brighter natural diamonds.
And financing that makes anything possible.
Kessler's is the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America.
Which means we can do anything we want to do.
For you. Mother Nature sings diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's technology that's been around for a long time, but it's the best in the business, and Guthrie and Fry will get it to you. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice, and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
We're going to hear from Pat Murphy in just a moment. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Summer's coming fast. Are you ready? Get a new air conditioning system from Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical with $0 down, no payments, and 0 interest for 9 months. Plus, save $1,500. Book your appointment today at cider.com, SEIDER, while the deal lasts. 855-616-1620. Doug and Baraboo, you're live on Brewers Extra Innings.
Yeah, good evening. Craig's gone right now, but I was at the 82 game when we won the pennant. That's just a side note. I'm part of the current frustration with everybody else. 2 weeks ago, I was in Biloxi, and we went to the Shuckers game. And what a great ballpark, and it's so enjoyable watching the game. And of course, they won against the Montgomery Biscuits. But I'm thinking as I'm watching the game, this is Double-A. Think of all the ball players: Triple-A, Double-A, Single-A, 2 Double-A teams, the summer leagues, the Pacific Coast League, the Cape Cod League. All these ball players trying to make the majors, and we have the ball players that are on our team right now that have made the majors, and they're professional. They're the cream of the crop. When they're healthy, they're great ball players, and I think that's one thing the ball players themselves have to remember is the long road it takes to get to that point. And as long as they hang in there and they can stay healthy, and we get our other other guys back like Mitchell and some of the other guys, I think I'll be fine. But it's just mind-boggling of all the team, all the ball players that try to make the major leagues and that are out there. It's hundreds and hundreds. And when you have
the confidence is shot.
To the majors, you got to stick with them.
Yeah, the confidence is certainly shot right now. I know exactly what you're talking about there, Doug, given you kind of forget how long it took you to get here, and when you get in a slump, it feels like it'll never end, and when you're hot, you just try to ride as long as you can, right? And right now, I jokingly say you're either hot or you're due, and right now, virtually everybody in this lineup is due for the Brewers. Appreciate the call there, Doug. You're absolutely right on the perspective on that side. The question that's a common refrain on the text line right now, why McGill after Anderson? Anderson threw 20 pitches yesterday, had a stressful frame. I have to imagine it has to do something with his pitch count. Maybe there's something we don't know as far as how he's feeling with his arm. I know it's a sidearm. He's been used a ton, and if you ask me, too much, but I will never get in between the manager and his reliever and what they feel. I'm sure there was a conversation about that. And McGill was warming the whole time, right? McGill had been ready to go in the 8th inning. It wasn't like spring McGill up, get him in 2 minutes, right? I mean, he was ready to go, and I think this situation was forming. But McGill talked to Adam McCalvey after the game saying, I need to be quicker to the plate to not allow that stolen base to happen. He was still a 1-3 when you pull out the stopwatch, which is fast enough. It's not fast by any means, but it's like average. And maybe another pickoff move, maybe a look, maybe a hold, whatever it is to keep that runner at first base before the ultimate base hit. But we'll never know because of the Collins error. Nonetheless, kudos to McGill for speaking to the media and taking accountability for not holding runners, but this wasn't totally on him. It's also not totally on Collins. It's an all-encompassing blah type game. You hear from the manager coming up next. Brewers fall 4-3, or rather 3-2 to the Rays. It was 4-3 last night. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I've got a fantastic trip that I'm planning right now. I'd love for you to be with us. It's America's Music Cities for the holidays. It's early December. It's an 8-day tour of some great spots. New Orleans, Memphis, and Nashville. Check out New Orleans, the vibrant French Quarter, all decked out for the holidays. Then we're on to the amazing city of Memphis. Elvis Presley's Graceland. It is going to look absolutely fantastic. On to Nashville. We make chocolate, take a horse-drawn carriage ride, and we stay at the magical Opryland Resort. It's with Colette, the travel company I trust. We'll handle all the details for you. Flights, meals, hotels, local experiences. I'm going to be there. I want you to be with us. Send me an email. I send you the information. John@WTMJ.com. John@WTMJ.com. Space is limited. We'll discover America's musical legacy wrapped in dazzling lights and seasonal decor. I'd love for you to be with us. John, JOHN, @WTMJ.com.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
It's America's Music Cities.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers fall 2 solo homers. That was the entire offense today. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark. Stockton American Family Field all season long. The play of the game easily was William Contreras throwing out the runner in the 9th. Too bad it was all for naughts. Pat Murphy on his view of the offense and another loss for his team.
That inning was frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're not a very good offense right now. We got a lot of guys that we need to be on it aren't, and but they gave us a chance to be in the game. I'll still take Sal and Durbin anytime in clutch situations. I just will. I'll take them guys 9 out of 10 times in clutch situations. They didn't come through today, but normally I would take them. And then in the bottom of the inning, Anderson was available for a few hitters. He's pitching back-to-back, had 2 out of 3 righties. Felt like without the guy at second base, it was extra innings. Obviously, it's different, but without the guy at second base, we had a better chance there. And then when he got after 4 hitters or whatever it was, 3 hitters, whatever, we felt like McGill's a good matchup there. And obviously, he's our closer. That's his job. So we had prepared him for that. And credit to the Jankowski for getting a base hit.
Where's that swing, too? Like, William gets the caught stealing and eliminates the base runner, and then you trade it for the walk.
Yeah.
You
can't walk people. Walks have been our nemesis today, but the pitching staff was great. But today, 3 walks by Tobias at least, and the Anderson walk. That's all stuff that comes back to haunt you. But our pitching staff has performed well today. Overall, it all affects each other. You know what I mean? And we've got to go through this, and we've got to deal with it the right way, like we did in San Francisco. Same way we got to deal with it, try to come out of it. We did then. Here we are back again. So if we're going to ebb and flow like this quickly, then we're going to demand. We're going to need some different pieces, though.
What was it like navigating the delays today, the way the game started late, and then
both teams had to navigate. That wasn't anything. These guys have done that before. Both teams look a little lackluster when they came back from it. It was a tough hitting environment. There's not real firm ground, and the winds were changing, and it's a different environment to play in. So our guys battled both games. I mean, 2 games we're not swinging the bat great, and 2 one-run games against a team that's in the AL East and holding their own. So nothing to be embarrassed over, just like to win these games.
See Tito get on the board finally, that homer. That's mentally for him. You think that's a big thing?
I'm sure it helps. Yeah. I'm sure it helps. When you're hitting whatever, I don't know what he's hitting batting average wise. I don't really look at batting average, but when you're going through the struggles he's going through, to his credit, he has not let it affect his defense. He's been terrific defensively. But when you get that homer, that certainly lifts your spirits, I'm sure. So that was a positive. But we don't put together good at bats one after another recently, and we have to do that.
What do you think of Tobias, kind of in the context of his first couple of starts?
Yeah, his stuff's a little down. He's, I believe in the kid. I mean, look what the kid did for us. We started him in Game 3 of the playoffs, and he came through. So I trust him. And I thought there was some great things what he did today. But, again, 20-pitch innings and walks, that's not it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of factors that go into Tobias only going 4, and then the offense not scoring more for him. All of these things are connected to one another. The pitching is able to have a longer leash. You're able to use more, have relievers go multiple innings. Like Tyler Alexander only went 1 inning today. I was sort of surprised by that, even after the rain delay. Kudos for him for even able to being available after a 38-minute rain delay, and then nobody threw multiple innings after that. It was just everything adds up when you're asking the bullpen to move mountains every night. We'll take a break and get ready to say goodnight after this on a frustrating day at the ballpark as the Brewers fall 3-2.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Will Giannis say, it's time for me to go? Because how do you make this an attractive situation for Giannis next season?
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
A California man is now banned from possessing firearms due to his connection to the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
4 months on the job and the new CEO of Kohl's is out.
Only on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. For more than 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. You heard that right, non-surgical relief. More than 50,000 patients who had knee pain, back pain, now living pain-free. Those with shoulder and hip pain, it's gone. The regenerative cell therapy restores tissues in your achy joints. Dr. Caravelli's team uses biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joint. And there's no surgery. Remember that. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing the old tissue. Here's what you do. You call today, 414-285-3474, 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, I got about 90 seconds to say goodbye here. Tomorrow, Mother's Day baseball. Our coverage begins at 12:05 for a 12:40 first pitch, hopefully with a lot fewer rain delays in between. It'll be Chad Patrick getting the start against former Brewers prospect Drew Rasmussen. Of course, he was in the Willie Adames trade. Now, I also want to remind folks that, in 2021, when the Brewers made that acquisition that changed the trajectory of that season, that wouldn't have happened for another 11 days. So that happened on May 21st when the Brewers acquired Willie Adames. In fact, they lost their first game, and they were 2 games under at that time. Maybe there's something up Matt Arnold's sleeve here in the future, because if you start doing the math, there's a lot of starting pitchers about to become healthy for the Brewers, and maybe not enough spots for them. You never know what could happen. Something can pop out of nowhere. As I said on yesterday's show, I'll say it again today. This is the floor. They have played poorly. The offense has played poorly. The defense has played poorly. And yet, they're only 2 games under 500. What's it going to look like when it starts clicking? And if you're not patient enough to see it start clicking, maybe baseball's not the sport for you. 40 games in, there is still time, but there is some urgency on the way. For our producer, Evan Wittallison, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Good night, and keep on swinging.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited